Imagine waking up each morning feeling light and free, unshackled by the weight of fear. Picture stepping into the world with confidence, embracing life's unpredictability without hesitation. Now reflect on how fear has shaped your choices, the opportunities avoided, moments of joy sabotaged, and experiences missed. Fear, a primal emotion etched into our biology, once kept our ancestors alive. But in the modern world, this survival mechanism often backfires. We're no longer fleeing predators, yet our minds treat social rejection, financial struggles, and failure as existential threats. Fear at its core is a reaction to uncertainty. It originates in the amygdala, the ancient part of our brain wired for survival. But as philosopher Seneca observed, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most fear is an illusion, a story we tell ourselves about worst-case scenarios that rarely happen. Think of the last time fear gripped you. Was it the situation itself, or the narrative of humiliation, failure, or disaster you invented? The anticipation of pain is often worse than the pain itself. To break free, start with awareness. Notice when fear hijacks your thoughts. Ask, is this fear real or a product of my imagination? Next, reframe fear as a teacher. Fear of failure teaches resilience. Fear of rejection highlights what you value. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to act despite it. Psychologist Carl Jung warned that resisting fear strengthens it. Instead, acknowledge it. Better yet, reinterpret fear as excitement. Athletes and performers do this. Shaky hands before a race or speech aren't panic. They're energy waiting to be channeled. If fear feels overwhelming, try exposure therapy. Avoiding fears reinforces their power. Confronting them weakens their grip. Start small. Fear public speaking? Talk to a friend first. Fear rejection? Initiate a low-stakes conversation. Each step teaches your brain, I survived. It wasn't catastrophic. Over time, what once paralyzed you becomes manageable. But fear is cunning. It disguises itself as logic, urging you to avoid risks. Here's the paradox. Avoidance breeds more fear. Growth lies just beyond your comfort zone, where challenges stretch but don't break you. Author Tim Ferriss recommends fear setting, writing down your fears, worst-case outcomes, and recovery plans. Seeing fears on paper often reveals their emptiness. Fear also thrives on the stories we tell ourselves. Replace narratives like, I'll fail with I'll learn. Cognitive behavioral therapy shows that shifting thoughts changes feelings and actions. For example, instead of thinking, if I speak up, I'll be judged, try, my ideas matter, even if others disagree. You don't have to face fear alone. Community dismantles its power. Share your fears with a mentor, friend, or group. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. Rosa Parks wasn't fearless when she refused to give up her seat. She acted despite fear, fueled by her community support. Courage is contagious. Mindfulness is another ally. When fear arises, pause. Breathe deeply. Observe the fear without judgment. Tight chest, racing thoughts. Name it. This is fear. Neuroscience shows mindfulness calms the amygdala, fear center, and boosts rational thinking. It reminds you, you are not your fear. You're the awareness watching it. Courage isn't innate. It's built through action. Nelson Mandela, who faced unimaginable fears, said, "The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." Start small. Send that email, say no to a draining request, or try something new. Each act of courage sends a message. I am capable. Fear often masks deeper truths. It might point to a buried dream or a part of yourself begging to grow. Malala Yousafzai transformed fear into purpose, advocating for education despite threats. Her lesson? Fear means you care deeply. Here's the ultimate truth. Fear never fully disappears, but it doesn't have to control you. Picture fear as ocean waves. You can't stop them, but you can learn to swim. The life you want isn't beyond fear. It's through it. Start today. Acknowledge fear without judgment. Breathe through it. Reframe, what if I fail, to what if I thrive? Take one small brave step. Gratitude helps too. Focus on what's good, not what's lacking. You are stronger than your fears. You are the ocean, vast and unbreakable, with waves that rise and fall, but never define you. Ask, what would I do if fear weren't in charge? The answer holds your freedom. The world isn't meant to be feared. It's meant to be lived. Now go. Courage is waiting.